My So Crooked Opinion podcast starting in 2 minutes. We back at it again, man, with another one. Another week. My So Crooked Opinion podcast. Today's episode is submission in relationships. As you already know, my sister's gonna rep. My sister's gonna rep for them females heavy. I already know how this episode gonna go. I already know how this episode gonna go, man. But salute to everybody on the check-in.
You don't know what side I'm gonna be on. Cut your shit.
Listen, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. But listen, man. We back another week. How was your week last week, sis? I know this last time we did this was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But I'm here. I made it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So submission in relationships, man. I don't even know how to start this conversation though.
I can't even hear the title without laughing.
I'm gonna let you lead. I'm gonna piggyback off you for this one. I'm gonna let you lead this conversation.
Okay. My overall opinion of it, my so crooked opinion of it, is that a lot of times, not all men, because y'all hate when I be like all men. Some men feel like they're almost entitled to a submissive woman because of their uber machismo or masculinity. Like you're automatically supposed to be submissive because you're the fairer sex. And I fully, wholeheartedly disagree. Because submission is not just to me.
Surprisingly, I agree with you.
Submission to me is not just bowing down to the greater sex or.
Well, let's break down the word submissive. Let's break.
We can do that. We can do that.
I'm gonna look it up
because I think
right
it just goes deeper and than the surface shit of what people think submission is.
Now, as far as what you said, as far as like just because you're the fairer sex, I agree. I don't think that a female should just be submissive just because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And let's just even break down the context of the word man. Like a woman being submissive to her man, cool. You got to be a man first.
Look at that. We on the same wavelength today. Yes.
Listen,
I'm
in tune. I'm just like, you got to be a man first before we even touch on me, quote unquote, meaning the female being submissive to you. Is like you got to show those characteristics of being a real man in order for a female to follow you. Because to me, submission is not so much as you bowing down to me. It's like it's pretty much like letting your man lead, but he got to be a proper leader. You know what I'm saying? You can't have motherfucker leading you to the fire.
Oh my God. Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. It's like women got to be strong in every aspect of everything. And I'm going to keep it as that. I don't want to be a real nigga no more.
I don't want to be a real nigga no more.
I enjoy when I can be chill. I not uber aggressive and turned up. Like when I could be absolutely 100% feminine. Y'all tell me all the time, my guy friends, all the time. Y'all tell me I'm one of the guys. You act like a nigga. I don't like acting like a nigga. I get mad when y'all say that to me sometimes. Like I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
But
I'm a
why do
whole
you?
entire woman. Let me say that.
What do you think? Now we're gonna now we're gonna touch on the female aspect, but before we get there, here it is. All right, submission. By the dictionary term, submission is the action or the fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force, or to be
Mm,
willing, or 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 authorized to another human being or person.
mm.
That's a hell of a statement. It said the action of the fact of accepting to kneel to a superior force, or willing to authorize another person to submit. Hmm.
Not only that, but you have to just look at it like also when your woman is submissive to you, like you have her permission to lead. Like she's trusting you with everything. And that takes that alone, like, because a lot of people aren't trustworthy. I can't relax around you if I can't trust you. Like, I'm always going to feel like I got to be on point. I'm always going to feel like I got to watch my own back. So, if we're submissive to you, and if you have a woman who submits to you, don't take advantage of it. Like a lot of men say that that's what they want and take advantage. So a submissive woman is not like an achievement to be conquered in a video game. Like I got to this level and she's bowing down to me. Like it's a responsibility almost. And I think a lot of women want that. But again, a lot of the men in societies don't allow us to be that way because we gotta be real niggas.
You gotta be real, nigga.
We gotta be real niggas all day by myself.
Yo, I can't listen.
Going night night, nigga.
All right, so look, this is how y'all don't have to be real niggas, and I think that that's one of the things that makes it hard for this thing that we call life and relationships. Because let's
Perhaps.
be clear, if we're gonna break down the cycle as far as our people, black people, African Americans, in
Hmm.
I want to say the '60s, you had like in the '60s you had family members going off to the army, Vietnam, and things of that. They come back, they get jobs or whatever because at that time, I believe America had a strong working force as far as like the automotive and things like that. They had a lot of factories, a lot of things was built here. So then you got that era, which is like the '60s, maybe even mid '70s. Then you got the era where everything got sent overseas. You sending stuff overseas, there's no jobs available. You know what I'm saying? So people tend to go to illegal ways of retaining money. Cycle back, you're getting locked up, the men are not around. And then
The women were getting to it before then, though, too. Like they
not
weren't. The
but
women was getting
by
to it.
standard, remember back then, by standard, the woman stayed home and took care of the family while the man had to do whatever he had to do to bring home the bacon. You know what I'm saying?
I want to do that.
By legitimate standards. But I'm just giving you the
I want
history
to
as
do
far as
that.
the country. I wanted to give you the history as far as the country is that '60s and '70s you had people working in the factories and things like that. '80s the factories is going overseas. There's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of things going on like that. Drugs is being sold and used, whether it be for financial gain or just to cope with the reality of what life is giving you right now. Then you got welfare. I think that welfare messed up a lot of situations as far as relationships in the urban community aspect of it. Because let's be clear, welfare became niggas' daddies. Welfare became women's husbands.
You
Welfare
be going off
became
about this.
welfare
you,
became the big homie in the crib.
you be
And I
going off about this.
and I'm gonna give you an example, like I did last time. Why is it the government will give you all the assets you need to survive, but you gotta? It's one stipulation. a man cannot be in the household. Why do you think that is?
That does not say the man can't be in a household.
Let we know how this thing works. Which when women are single with children,
Because
they tend to get most of the benefits. But the moment you say, you know what, I got a man, because I've been through this before. You got a
because you
man.
shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have. If it's the man in the house, you shouldn't have to need those kind of things.
Yeah, but there's certain things at the end of the day, we still in poverty. Yeah, he might be,
Yeah,
doing what he
I
got
get
to
that.
do and make and do the best way he know how. But you might still need a little bit of assistance. But then there's situations where once the man is in the situation, all of your benefits is gone. You don't get no medical, no housing, no none of
Once
that.
his income is incorporated, because he should be bringing in an income.
You
Hopefully,
can't even.
you're not there with a man who's on your budget and you get food stamps for you, him, and the kids.
So why is
Hopefully,
he
he
in a
has an
situation
income.
like this? Welfare will also get a situation like, let's say you got a man in the house, so you put him on the bill or whatever. He ain't working. He's on your welfare account. They'll make him work.
Yeah, he should be working. He
True,
should be working.
but why he can't
A
get that
man that
job?
don't work shouldn't eat. A man that's in the Bible. Man that don't work don't eat.
Now here's the thing. Here's my stipulation as far as the government. How is it so easy for y'all to give him a job to keep the welfare, but so damn hard for him to find a job on his own?
You gotta ask these companies that aren't hiring them. We going off track because you can go on a whole tangent about
No, I'm just painting a
we
picture of the submissive.
no.
All of this entails.
So you believe that there aren't that many submissive women because of welfare? Are you trying to correlate to the household?
I'm trying to say
And
is that women understand now that there's another outlet outside of the male figure, and that choice is making them feel. That choice being that the government
you
side
losing me.
might look a little more lucrative than the actual male that you like.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
You know what I'm
So you
saying?
saying, all right, I got you. All right, so you're saying that
The
because
government's the big homie.
yeah, because they waving benefits and money in the woman's face, she feels like she doesn't need a man.
That's all I'm saying.
But what about a woman who doesn't? I don't get any of that. I
Listen,
work. I work hard. I go to work.
you're one of the few. You know a lot of people that is in that situation. Let's not cap.
I go to work every. I'm not capping, but like so. But I'm saying, if for the amount that of those that do that, what about? I go to work every day.
Right. Salute to you for going to work every day.
I
Salute to
gotta
my
go to
sister
work.
for
I'm
working
grown up.
every day, man.
You're an asshole. I'm a grown up. That's what grown. That's what grown people. If you like you like to have things and you like to be independent outside of what the government wants to dole out to you, you're gonna get your ass up and go to work. You're gonna get your ass up and go to multiple jobs. You're gonna have multiple streams of income just to make it. But
Absolutely.
that has nothing to do. That don't mean that I can't be submissive or I won't be submissive.
Well, let's be clear. You got some women out here. Submission could be for different things. You can be 120 pounds, never had a fight in your life, but if you got $1 million, a woman will be submissive to you. Then you got some women that don't care about the money; they just want to protect it, and they might be submissive to that person. So
Mhm.
the submissive aspect to me is not pinpointed at one in particular style. It is all about what your preference is, what you're into, and what you feel is security. Because I think submissive is all about security as well too. A female want to be
It could
secure.
be absolutely. You want to be comfortable and you want to know that, especially if you slip, that somebody's going to catch you.
Right. Absolutely.
Especially if they got you in a position that you're not going to slip. That's even more comforting to
Mm-hmm.
know. But again, it's not too many.
Not too many what? Go ahead. Go ahead. Let that feminine side show.
I'm trying to. Uh,
You know what I'm saying? You be you.
I don't want to say it. Like,
Listen, it's my so crooked opinion. This is your
that's a
opinion.
fact. It's a lot of sucker niggas out here. Let me say that. It's a
Okay.
lot of
Talk about it
human
first.
beings, humans that are born with penis and balls who think that that automatically makes them a man. It's so much more than your genitals. There's so much more to that.
All right. So
It's a whole mental thing. Like
my question to
everyone is
you,
like,
my question to you is what kind of man does it take for you to be submissive to? This you in particular.
me personally,
Yes.
I have to be absolutely comfortable in every aspect of my relationship. I have to be able to trust you. Like I have to. It's trust is a very hard
Mhm.
thing for me. I have to be able to trust you because we can't be out here you leading me wrong and I'm not gonna follow. Like if I ever stop for a minute and think that my idea is better and it's gonna work out better than yours, I ain't fucking with you.
Mm.
I
So
ain't fucking
his
with you.
so his situation has to be a 100% alpha male for you to feel
It
comfortable
no,
dating.
no, because I like it doesn't have to be 100% alpha, but he has to be confident to know I got me and I got her too. You know,
That was a good. Oh, I like that. I
because
got me and I got her. Mm-hmm.
right, because like if you got me, I could take on the world with you by my side. You know what I mean? You got me like I got you. It ain't nothing in this world that we're not gonna be able to pull off together. You know what I mean?
Nigga said like sweet morning dew.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
You know what I'm
fact. Like,
saying?
because like a real man is gonna know like my woman being submissive to me. Like she the one that got the power because she's allowing me to do what I need to do, and she's trusting that I'm gonna bring it back every time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I
Now,
can't say I've had that often. I'm you know I
but
got
you
it.
but you have experienced it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
How do
yeah.
you how do you how do you know and understand the energy to get to that point where you submissive to your mate? How do you know when? Because I doubt it's like one of them situations where you just meet them for the first time, and immediately bow down. Like you said, it's got to be a trust factor. It's got to be different things that are in place for you to feel that way. But when you actually understand and know that that's what you want to do, how does it switch into that?
You definitely just have to be in it. Like it's not anything that's gonna happen overnight. It's something that's built. Like it's trust. That's all it boils down to me. It's trust, and it's built, and it happens through bonding. It happens through situations that you overcome together. It happens through shit chance that something gets thrown off and he's jumping into it. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Like sometimes like I'll get scatterbrained. It happens. And I'm just like, my mind is all over the place. My mind is all over the place. He's gonna focus, like he's gonna bring me back to focus and like, hey, all right, you're gonna give me my time to be this person, but I need you back to where I know you can be. Don't
Mm-hmm.
fall into that. Like it's and then vice versa. It's a teammate. It's a team kind of thing. Because I believe that men have to be comfortable to show that vulnerable side to their woman to submit, like behind closed doors. Because you guys are funny about that.
What do you
To
mean?
submit,
What
to
do you mean?
submit, and allow her to lead. To know that some situations require a lady's touch.
All right. So for me, I'm pretty much old school, right? You like to
We
call it
know.
you like to call it barbaric.
We know.
I was brought up in a system where the male was the king, right? The male
Hmm.
led. The male was the provider, the strength and the backbone of the household and the family, right? But in the same aspect, it was very clear and understood that this is mama's house. This is mama love's house. Yeah, you might
Right.
you might pay the bills, you might be the big dog, you might get the big piece of chicken. But at the end of the day,
Hmm.
this ship ain't shit without mama love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
for me, I feel like we've lost our way with that because some women want to be, at least in my eyes, some women want to be the male and the female, but then want the man just to be like you want double man versus that one female because you playing male and female, and then he got to play man on top of that. It's like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a habit. Like when you so used to being the man in a relationship, it's hard to give those reins away because you almost are programmed to believe that you don't need a partner because you've been pulling all of this shit off by yourself.
But don't you think that's just
Got it.
something that is in our community?
I don't think it's only in our community
I don't hear white women talking like that. I don't hear Asian women talking like that. I don't hear
because they don't want to
Indian.
speak up.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna touch on that too. We're gonna touch on that too. Um, Black women are very boisterous, and I appreciate their voice.
Now we weren't always this way. Like we
Yeah, I want to say in the
over
last,
time we've gotten louder.
I was saying like the maybe last what 20, 30 years,
20 years, 20 to 30 years, I would say.
20,
We've
30 years.
gotten louder. Because remember, back then, you wouldn't ever hear, like you like to call them Big Mama, you would never hear her arguing or talking back or expressing her opinion in front of people. That was something that was said
Behind closed doors.
behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
Now you fuck up with your mate, you got to risk, if y'all don't have that kind of relationship, you got to risk her blasting you in the streets, on social media, to your kids, to you know what I mean? There was
Absolutely.
a time when parents, mothers and fathers, if they ever got the divorce, the kids is devastated because they like, why? What's going on?
Because they
We
feel
never
like
even
there's
heard
no
you
love.
argue. Yeah, we never even heard y'all argue. It came out the blue. They don't want to whole time. They don't even like each other. And the minute they get in the bed, they put in a pillow between them and they got separate blankets. You know what I mean? So over time, we've gotten a voice, and you know, and for the record, I don't agree with outside arguments. I don't agree with social media arguments. Social media arguments. I don't agree with arguing in front of anybody. Arguing in front of anybody. Now, that's not to say when I don't get pissed off at my significant other that I don't speak about it. I do. I got to,
Right.
or it's gonna get bad. It's gonna
So
get
now,
bad.
so now my next question is that does financial play a big part in the submission process?
It depends
Enlighten me.
because, oh man, if you, and you're not gonna really be able to understand it if you have never been a female taking care of a nigga.
I was not expecting that. Oh shit. All right. All right. Okay.
I had a person who had absolutely nothing, nothing,
But what attract
but
what
a
attracted you
birth
to that person?
certificate,
What attracted you to that person?
a good personality, and a mean mouth game.
Wow. Okay. Um. But listen. All right. So boom. I get a woman not submitting to a guy like that, and I want to say maybe the last 5 years. Like
But I
you
would just to save his ego, like, well, because I never berated him. I always just built him up. Because to me, it was somebody. He was somebody that needed to be built up. You know what I mean? Like it was a mess when I got it. It was a mess when I got it. So, and that's not to say that I'm perfect. Because shit, I'm a mess.
right.
I'm a mess. But I'm a functioning mess. I'm a mess that, and I don't think I'm a mess anymore so much. But back then, but I still
Was
got
that
to the
person
bag. I still
was
got
that
my
person
money.
able to get it right? Was that person able to get it right while they was with you at any point?
Not like for a moment in time, but they're not workers. They're not a worker. So, and I say that like, some people are workers and some people latch on to people who are workers,
I mean, listen,
kind of thing.
you ain't got to be a worker to get money.
Facts. Facts. So, that person is going to probably
Let's just take
always
it
be
up
in
to
a
say that person
position,
is lazy.
yeah, always attached to where they're not going to have to do much.
That
And
sound
it's
like
on to the next one. Yeah. It's,
that sound like he got mommy issues
I'm sure.
because
Absolutely.
for for
Absolutely.
for me
If
it
what
was
if what was ever discussed about the parent was true, absolute mommy issues. Absolutely. And you see me in action. I'm a mother. I nurture everybody. As much as a real nigga I am, I nurture everyone. Everyone I come across. All I do is love on them. I love on everybody I come across. So that's just who I am. And I'm protective of them. Like, regardless of what I know to be true, I don't give a ain't nobody gonna say about them. Ain't nobody gonna break through this to get to them because I'm gonna make sure you good. You feel me?
got
And
you.
it's tiring. I want to make sure I'm good now. I want to be in a cut.
I wanna touch a little bit because like for me it's like I feel like to me it came easy to get a female to submit for me. Um, I think it had a lot to do with my confidence,
Uh-huh.
my willingness to get whatever it is I say I want,
Uh-huh.
and also being able to provide. You know what I'm saying? I've always, at least in my serious
No, you definitely
relationships,
are a provider. You are a provider.
yeah. So in my serious relationships, I've always like whether it be going out to dinner or to the movies or catching a bill or whatever. I was always the person that was like, I got it.
Hmm.
Now, my wife has said something to me that was very privy in my brain, and I had to really sit with it and analyze it. When we was talking about our past relationships and everything, I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, them chicks ain't love you. They just in love with the lifestyle that you provided.
I told you that before too.
So for me, it was like, all right,
And I gave
is
them heifers a hard time.
is that submission to basically cater to what it is my manly needs or whatever may have you in
That's
aspect
not
of not.
submission.
That's what I'm saying. Like what do you label that?
Opportunists.
Okay.
Those are opportunists. And you gotta be aware of people like that. Anybody that is controlled by money or something that you can do for them, when they get hungry enough and it's not enough what you're giving them, they're gonna sneak you.
So then that's not true submission in a bona fide
Mm-mm.
relationship. 'Cause remember the question I asked you earlier was, does money play a part? So in all aspects, if you think about it, now that we're discussing it, money shouldn't play a part,
It shouldn't play a part. It shouldn't play a part.
and
It shouldn't play a part. To me,
that might be the
submission is
downfall of
more.
most relationships. The downfall
To me,
might be
submission
a
is more
female.
mental and emotional with me.
Now I'm
Cause
saying
like,
a female
so
might be with a dude that's been getting it for 10 years, and she might really feel like she loved dude, submissive and all that. Unbeknownst to her, not understanding that, yeah, she might feel like she loved dude, or she might say that she loved dude, but subconsciously she's really in love with the money. Because if something was to happen, and that person get
today
locked
or
up,
tomorrow.
locked up, or just out of nowhere just fall on hard times, and you just be like, I can't take this, I'm out. Did you ever really love that person? And was it ever really true submission?
No, because like when to me in a relationship, if one ain't got it, like especially if he been doing, my loyalty to us, not him, to us, is gonna make sure we get back on it. And if I don't get it, I'm gonna help you get into a position to get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, sis, I hear you talking. This is actually going better than I thought it was going to go.
See, see, I don't always get
Yo,
on men. I don't always get on men. So let me flip the question though.
all right, shoot.
Can Can you submit? Caveman, do you submit? And I know
Um,
your wife
I would
very
say
well.
I
Why you?
I'm about to answer. I'm about to answer. I got a funny way of I submit in conversation.
Okay.
I submit in conversation, especially if the conversation that you have made way more sense than the one that I had. But my only default is that I won't actually say it to you. It will show up later on in my it will show up later on in my actions. It's weird. It's weird. I know it's weird. Just
Nah, like you don't think you could be vulnerable? And I'm only saying that to say, um, on I've seen a clip online within the last 2 days with Scrappy and his mom and his wife, and he's like, "I'm going through it, and I can't talk to you, mom, because you hard. I can't talk to my wife because she's hard. So I'm just out here on a concrete, like, damn." That shit hurt my like. I want to hug that man. So
listen.
where you could be vulnerable and submit at, like, where can you take your cape off, drop it on the floor, drop down to your knees, and be held and hugged on and told like you did a good job, you did a great job, dad, you did a husband. Relax,
Here's the
I
thing.
got this.
Here's the
Would you do
thing.
that?
At this in particular moment in the society that we live in, that's a death sentence for your relationship. And I'm gonna tell you why.
How?
I'm gonna tell you why. Look how many women have been on social media and different things for clowning men that have cried or have shown some type of emotion. We see the skits
That's
all the time.
whack.
It
That's
is whack.
whack though. Like that's equivalent to leaking news. Like that shit is corny. Like women are corny too.
That
Don't
shit.
think that
That shit
I
is
just
whack.
speak up for us women, but we do corny shit too.
That shit is
And
whack. But you don't think
it
men are thinking
is.
about that when it comes to wanting to be vulnerable? Like
You
for
think your
me,
wife would do that to you?
nah. That's why I married her. So I've definitely been vulnerable with
That's what
my
I'm
wife.
saying. Like,
But
yeah,
outside of my wife, like mind you, I had a life before my wife. I was outside. Like
yeah.
I've
I don't
never.
believe you ever were.
Yeah, but there was certain times where I was going through things, but I just and I think that had a lot to do with my aggression of how I was moving out here in these streets because I was holding on to certain things like situations with my mother and my child's mother and things like that, but still trying to keep face. And in the midst of me keeping face, maybe it gave off that persona that I was just being super on some other shit, and women
I
submitted to
think
that.
that's where our friendship developed from. You behaving like that in our various conversations and random post ups and
Oh yeah,
like
I'm fucked up in the head.
once you yeah once no for real though, but once you honestly though once you I think that once you felt like that I was trustworthy, then you started revealing more and more, and then I got to get in that head and start, and then gradually, like you said, you do start listening and you do take heed. So
I
but
don't
yeah,
trust a
I
lot of
know.
people, bro.
Yeah,
That's one
I
thing.
know you had
I tell
women
people that
issues.
I tell people that to their face. I be like, yo, I fuck with
Hmm.
you. I know you, but I don't trust you.
Right,
I don't trust
right,
a lot of people. But
right.
back to
So
the
that's why I'm
submission part.
asking because I know your wife, and I know you've had vulnerable moments with her. But I just want the world to hear that men, even Suge, got his moments.
I honestly think that my whole way of living is a certain level of submission because based on how I was living before, I told myself I was gonna be committed.
Mm,
I was gonna be
mm.
committed to this one woman, and in hindsight, there was a lot of things that I had to dim back from that I was
And
doing
you
that was
worked on it.
normal.
You worked
Exactly.
on it though.
So that to me in
You worked
itself is
on
like a
it.
level of kind of like submission in a way.
Okay, okay. I agree. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
But
I think
I do
that
want to feel like Big Daddy in my own house though. That's a fact. I don't listen. For every guy want to feel like that.
go
Like,
ahead, big dog. Woo, woo, woo. Go ahead, big dog.
but
Go
it's
ahead.
true. Listen, I remember I remember growing up watching my dad with my stepmom, and she was able to have her fun. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
work. She didn't work. My pops worked. Pops
Mm-hmm.
worked. She was a stay at home wife. I know for a fact that the only things that she really had to do was make sure the crib was clean. You know what I'm saying? And cook for my pops like when he got off work and shit. She was able to have like on the weekends she would have parties with her little girlfriends, cards and all that. My pops would come in the crib, see everybody, say hi. If he was super tired, he would go to bed. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, it was like a perfect system because I never really seen them argue like that. But then there was a certain time. I don't know if my dad had a bad day at work. He came home from work and like he just looked at his wife. He said, yo, get everybody the fuck out of here right now." And her response, based on how he was looking and how he was feeling, she got right to it. Yo, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get up out of here
Yeah, I
before
go.
the, you
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm saying?
go.
Now, fast forward. I've been to a friend of mine's house. He gets in an argument with his wife, kind of like a similar situation, not play by play, but instead of her being like, and mind you, he's the breadwinner in the house. He pays all the bills. She's a
Uh-huh.
stay at home, just and the third. I don't want to go too in text with the conversation, but where the conversation where I felt like it could have just went like, all right, and she handled the situation. She gave him back. She gave him backlash, like, yo, who you think you talking to, and this, that, and the third. You could do it just all that type of talk. And I'm like, wow, like. So I seen two different eras go through a
I ain't
similar
gonna hold you.
situation.
I ain't gonna hold you. I
And
was a calm medium. Like depending on how you said it to me, like I'll get like you come a little too aggressive. I'm be like, excuse me, y'all. Y'all gotta go. I'm playing off. Y'all gotta go. We got some stuff to discuss and kick everybody out. I'm gonna still kick everybody out, but I can't make it seem like
is
you
that
know.
a level of trying to?
But that's my ego.
That's what I was about.
That's trying to
Oh,
save face. That's
I'm glad you said that. So is
my
it
ego.
true that the reason why submission is so hard in this era is because women have bigger egos than back then? Is that something that
It's
you can
not.
say?
Yeah, we got bigger egos. We got bigger egos. Like you're not about to talk crazy to me. You. Yeah.
But what
I don't
is
know.
what is a level of talking crazy? I've been in situations where I'm like, I felt what I said wasn't crazy. I didn't curse, I didn't raise my voice, but I still got
How was the delivery?
checkmated.
Because delivery and tone of voice is a motherfucker.
You know what I hear all the time? Yo, this ain't the '60s. This ain't the '70s. In how I talk, I always get the, oh, this ain't your grandpa's era, and this that and the third. I get that a lot. So, and to me, those are men that stood for something and had a meaningful life. So I don't know if you want me to
Back
talk to you.
then,
Still apply to this day.
back then,
Still apply to this day because, like you said, sis, you've been
because
out the
we're
way.
not.
When I
Yeah,
go out,
we're not equal. This unfortunately the sexes aren't equal, right? But like a lot of women, we pay the cost to be the boss too.
okay,
So speak to me equally. Like I told my mother recently, like I don't want to be in any relationship where I gotta talk down to my mate. Like I don't like, and you know my mouth. I used to violate. I used to violate.
violate
Like
niggas.
one of the bad arguments I had with my significant other. Like I felt bad. Like I felt horrible because I reverted back and I was just like, it was just disgusting. Like I told my therapist and I was crying and then she was like, you know what you gotta do now? I was like, yeah, I gotta suck it up. We'll get over it. She's like, no, you gotta apologize. So I act like I didn't even hear her. Cause first of all, I don't pay you to tell you that I don't pay you to tell me that I'm wrong.
Then what you paying for?
She needs to listen to me and tell me that I'm valid in my point. But she told me my feelings were valid and how I felt, but my delivery showed lack of impulse control. Um, and that the fact that I reacted like that, I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking in my ego. I was thinking in my ego as opposed to trying to see. what it was that he was saying. But all I heard in that moment, because we were both arguing, was him talking at me and not to me.
But
So
when
I
does it
felt
stop?
invalidated.
But when does it stop?
It
Because
that's me. That's a me thing that I had to control. That I had to learn how to swallow back and dial down.
no, in
Because why
response to
would you be
that,
in a relationship where is because that's disrespectful.
you know, you got some
That's
women out here that
disrespectful.
I've heard women say, "Oh, I don't want to be in a relationship with a man where a man takes care of me," and that to me sounds
Shit, I
so.
do.
To me, that sounds so odd because it's like, so wait a
Take
minute.
care of me.
So you want to hold on to, and this is what translate and what I hear in my mind is that you want to hold on to whatever what you can feel maybe power or level of equalness, and you thinking that you keeping a job is going to keep that because what's the first thing that women say? Women that work in a working relationship, I don't need you. That's the first thing that always come to play. I don't
But
need
it's
you.
not a need though. It's not a need. We are so past needing people for material things, I think. Like I want you. Like I want you for my peace. I want to look at you and feel at home. I want to look at you and know that I can just come and lay on you and just be relaxed. Like, have you ever had a relationship where your anxiety was out of this world and you even in the same space with this person and you can't relax because you just waiting for the other shoe to drop because you know it's going to always be something.
Yeah,
I can't, I can't, I
I've had
refuse to live
situations
like
like
that.
that, but I try to veer
I
away from
can't.
that.
Yeah, it's like, because why would you want to be in a relationship like that? Like, if my man don't look at me and think like, or can't wait at least to get to me because he know he's gonna be at peace. He knows that I'm gonna talk to him. He knows that he's gonna get his back rubbed. I'm gonna rub his head. I'm gonna rub his face. Like, I'm gonna talk to him and just,
That shit is a
even if I'm not
rarity.
talking to him,
That
right?
shit
Even if
is
I'm
a
not talking to him,
rarity.
some part of me is touching him. Like we have
Hold on,
the
we gotta
skin
get
to
more
skin
lighter shades.
contact.
Nah, we gotta two
You
tones.
stupid.
Cause that shit is a rarity. Just
But
being
that's
able to
really
sit
what
in
it
between your
is.
lady's legs and she just brush your hair or rub your feet. That shit is rare as fuck now.
Because my that's my love language though. So my love language is like I'm gonna speak words of affirmations to you. I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna like you good. Like whatever it is that you feel like you got going on in the outside world with me, you can that shit could go away. Like and we could just be, and we don't even have to do anything, but just be in each other's presence. Like literally.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, shout out to my brother Wade Out Black. Got a question, or it's more so a statement. It said it's a
Hmm.
two-way street. No disrespect, but women have no negotiating ability when it comes to us men.
What you mean? Wait, negotiate and ability. We negotiate. I think we negotiate a lot. Like it's a lot of nonverbal negotiating. Let me say that it's a lot of nonverbal negotiating. You understand? And when I say like it's nonverbal, it's just like sometimes a man will say X, Y, and Z, or I'd like X, Y, and Z, and we, going about our day and we making it happen though. That's the negotiation. We're not giving no pushback. Like it's fine because it works. We're gonna fit it in. We're gonna make it work. And that's the negotiation. All negotiations don't have to be verbal.
But it's more so physical. Like how do you express the
It doesn't
negotiation?
have. You don't have to by. So say like, all right, you guys at work, right? And you're at work. You both do long hours, but he's just like, I haven't had X, Y, and Z in a while. I haven't had a certain meal in a while. Like, and I'm like, damn, I could go for this, 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 and this. You know what I mean? But because of, like I said, what my love language is and how I show that, like, as tired as I am, while he's saying that, I'll be on damn Instacart ordering the food. So it's there when I get home just to make it happen.
Right.
That's like nonverbal because I never verbally committed to saying that. I just said that that would be nice. I didn't commit to doing anything. You get what I'm saying? So that's negotiation. Knowing we both tired, knowing we still we sacrifice, because that's sometimes what relationship is, sacrifice. Not sacrificing to where you shitting on yourself, but just to keep the peace.
All right, so we got another comment from Wade Out Black, and we got a comment from Mary Williams. We're gonna get to that one too, but Wade Out Black says, "No woman want what they want and rarely give what we want." That's a bold statement.
Wow, wait up! Who hurt you, King?
That's a bold statement. And then we got
Who hurt you, King?
Mary Williams said it's rare because folks don't trust, unfortunately. That is a fact.
We said that earlier. And she also said folks also forget relationships are reciprocal. They are absolutely. It's reciprocating energy. It's reciprocating love. It's reciprocating support. All of that. It makes it work. You cannot be selfish in your relationship. You cannot. You can't.
If we don't pick up on the body language, then we are not paying attention. Meanwhile, a lot of women paying attention to our verbal language.
So if we pay attention to your verbal language, like, why can't you pick up on her nonverbal cues? Because sometimes women are quiet just to save an argument. Just to save an argument, because we tired of fighting.
Yo, so that shit pisses me off. Like, and I get it, and I know my wife does that
and
sometimes.
All men say the same thing. We understand that you don't read minds. We get it. But the same way we're able to tell certain things about you from body language, even when y'all not saying it, tap in with us. Be in tune with us.
Listen.
That's all. I can tell people feelings or emotions just from how they moving.
I always had a hard time with that.
You might be autistic. Because I'm gonna tell everybody they're autistic. You might be, because if you miss out on social cues, that's one of the spectrum things.
I think it has a lot to do with the upbringing. Like, I don't think anybody outside of, like you said, after me and you got to know each other, then you start to know certain things about me. But I think my body language was most likely the same at all times, especially when I was
your
outside.
body language. Yeah, like, nigga, relax. Everybody, we in a safe zone, and you still acting like shit.
I was just on some,
and you still barking orders to people, as opposed to be like, yo, can we? And I'm just never gonna forgive you for not getting up and letting ladies sit down. I'm never gonna forgive you for that. I'm never gonna forgive you for that.
Let's talk about that, because that is a level of submission. Let's talk about that right now. Right now.
That is disgusting behavior.
There was a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where I first was introduced to my sister here, Stiletto Diva, and her crew of girlfriends. I was invited to watch a boxing match at an associate.
As were we.
Yeah.
As were we.
As were you. I was invited. Matter of fact, I think I paid. I did. I paid because I put money towards the rental of the fight. I paid to watch the fight at the particular time, associate of mine. So when I get there, I'm a type of person, you know this, sis. When I say I'm gonna be there at 7:00, I'm gonna be there at 7:00. If I say I'm gonna be there at 6:50, I'm gonna be there at 6:50. I'm that type of person. Now, I get there on time, and I get my proper seat. I got my snacks. I got everything that I need. I'm sitting down. I am here to watch the fight. Everybody in the comments, understand, I'm here to watch the fight. Knock at the door is my sister and the rest of her girlfriends. You know, the guys is in there. They trying to talk to the girls, and they doing what they do. But Bundles is here for the fight. I don't care who's.
So can I say what happened next?
Go ahead.
Can I say what happened next? So now a group of women walk into this place, and all the men are sitting down. Some of them started getting up. Hey, you want to sit? You want to sit? You want to sit? He in a good seat though, a comfy seat. It had cushions and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
For facts, it did.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaned back, and not only is he leaned back because it was enough space on that couch for about 3 or 4 people. He leaned back and he spread out. So now me and like maybe 3 or 4 other girls, we were standing there, and sir, you're not going to offer the seat up. You ain't going to close your legs. Let the lady sit down. And now by then, everyone is like, yo, I mean, there's women in here moved over. This motherfucker refused. Hell fucking no. I'm not getting up. Is what he said. So after that, don't worry about it, motherfucker. We walked off, and he did not get up. He did not get up. And I was just like, he was all kind of, I'm walking away and I'm going into the kitchen. I'm like, he was all kind of big black rude motherfuckers. Excuse my language. Because I could not believe, like, he was the only one that did not offer that seat, and he didn't even want to scooch down. Who raised you?
Now, in hindsight, I'm looking at it like this. Number one, I was not informed that there was going to be females here because y'all was kind of, in all aspects, y'all was kind of pissing me off because I was trying to listen to the fight and could barely hear it because there was so much commotion in the house. That's number one. So
right, because we turned it into a party.
Absolutely.
And I was purposely in that kitchen being loud, and I pulled everybody into the kitchen and had a whole party in the kitchen.
Exactly, but to my I never veered from my original statement of saying I was here for the fight. Mind you, like you just said, I had a whole party in the kitchen, laughing, joking, drinking.
We couldn't sit down.
Bundles never veered from the situation when once he left his
house. We couldn't sit down.
Y'all can sit down. There was other seats there. Stop the cap. There was other seats there.
You can sit down.
There was other seats there. But what I'm saying
is this,
and this is why I say that my level of women submitting is, and this is just for me, I never veer off my course. I don't. It might be intense. The way I go about it might be intense. But that's the way I am. Like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the way I had it planned out in my head before I even left my house, and nothing's gonna take me off that path. You know what I'm saying? So now with me, in the midst of going to the fight, I made it very clear that 1, I was gonna be there early, and 2, I wanted the best seat in the house. Cause I think I had paid a little extra, if I'm not mistaken. I think I paid most of the bread.
Petty.
That's what I said.
Petty.
Because it was a fight that I had money on, and I wanted a front row seat to watch this fight. So when I get there, that's what I'm fucking here to do. You know what I'm saying? So when the girls walk in,
I was furious.
I feel like I was being very respectful because it wasn't like you asked me when you asked me the first time. I said I wasn't getting up. That's exactly how I said. I said it respectful. I think your homegirl said something slick. That's when I said I ain't fucking getting up, and that's that. It was one of your homegirls that said something crazy. But
like the fact that it's women in here and you not getting up, that shit did not sit right with not. It like I was just like, he don't even know. He just set some shit off. Like you put such like, oh my, that ride back home, we was lighting your ass up in that car because I was like, oh, wait till I see that motherfucker again. Wait till I see him again.
You know
wait a sec. Way to go with it. No, we're not doing that. That behavior is never acceptable. That behavior is never acceptable. But now I don't think that would be the person. You're not the person that you were then, that you are now.
I'm still that same nigga. If I don't know you, I'm still that same nigga.
I would say no, you getting up. Excuse me. You getting up.
If I don't know you, I'm still that same nigga. I'm not getting up.
You ain't shit.
But
you ain't shit. Oh man.
Back to the submissive part of it.
Mary said, "Why were we so upset? Because we wanted to sit down. We women walk into a room full of men and y'all go sit down and stare at us. Get your ass up. Offer the woman a seat. See if we want to sit down."
Should have got
I
there
wasn't gonna
early.
stay in the seat long anyway. I wasn't gonna stay in the seat long anyway.
Should have got there early, like I did. See,
You couldn't even hear the fight.
nobody want to talk about that part. You should have got there early, like I did.
The main fight wasn't even starting yet when we got there. Who watches all the other side fights?
This nigga here, the nigga that paid to watch the fights.
Was it? I think it was like a Mayweather fight. So we all came to really see.
Do you know how pissed off I would have been if I would have paid to watch the fight and then, in the midst of partying, I would have missed the knockout blow? You know how pissed I would have been.
A lot of I still can't. I had to see the fight like in the replays. Everybody that was on my side of the house had to see the fight because
guess who saw the knockout? Your boy.
You was the only one sitting there. You was the only one in the living room. You was the only one left in there though. Real rap. You was the only one left in there.
Didn't give a fuck. I didn't come here.
Excuse
my French. I didn't come here for the bitches. I came here for this fight.
You was the only one left in there. So I was just floored. Like he didn't even offer. You didn't offer to move over. But I guess you know what? Like things happen for a reason. Because I wouldn't have had a reason to antagonize you on every run-in, which
that goes
slowly
into
built
the submission
part.
But that whole prelude that we just had was my point of saying that the way I move and like using that as an example, women have submitted to that. To my what I would consider normal day-to-day aspect of how I move and being aggressive or being just in my zone with my shit.
We about to delete everybody in the comments. Waiter, you know you could call in, right? We got a number for you to call in. He said he can't wait to get on the show. You can call in. Here go Mary. Mary said he came for the fight, period. He could have moved over. There are women around. Move over. I wish my son would be someplace with a woman standing.
And the women didn't even pay. You know I was pissed off behind that. I'm like, hold up. I gave up like damn near $60 for this fight and the women get to watch it for free? Oh man.
I think I bought Hennessy. I didn't come into the house empty-handed.
Well, you know, I don't really drink, sis, so that didn't apply to me.
Yeah, but I didn't come into the house empty-handed, so I contributed.
Now you did. You did.
There
was a lot of empty hands in there.
I don't go anywhere into someone's house and not bring something.
I saw people come empty-handed and left with gift bags. I don't even know how that shit happened. but
we had Domino's. We had chicken.
That ass, like niggas like. But
yo,
in the midst of me, the way I move with, especially
wait, I bought Hennessy. Wait, still trying.
Yo,
they all trying to defend you not getting up. Fuck
listen,
that,
man. Salute to everybody in the comments, man. Like I said, man, I stayed on my square.
Nah, that shit don't sit right with me. That shit do not sit right with me.
All right, but look, check it. Out of what you know about me and the way I move, you always said it like, oh, yo, me and Bundles can never be that because the way he moves is crazy. But you've seen women submit to the way I move.
Man. And you know what I'm laughing about, but yo,
listen, we gotta talk about it because that's a
I have like, and the things that they do, I got tears in my eyes. I be like, hell no.
Now, do you think? Hold on, let's get serious. Do you think that it was? What do you think the submission came from? Was it the aggression? Was it the security? Was it the financial? What do you think from what you've seen with the women that I've dealt with?
It wasn't the financial because I know you don't break bread with all women, so it wasn't the financial. I think it was the alpha. Like women like that. Women like that a man that they can't run over. Like I told you, for me, that's like a requirement. I cannot. You let me get a few steals, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And I know this about myself. I don't want to be that person to you.
Now, let me ask you
So you
this.
have to be kind of aggressive with me.
Here's the weird shit. Here's the weird shit about it. You said that my alpha sometimes was kind of disrespectful, and that even turned them on even more.
They had daddy issues though.
Mm.
There's a lot going on with them.
So that's what we go check
It
it
was a
out
lot
too.
going on with them. There was a lot going on with them. Like you know that.
All right. So now my
You
next
know
question is: do you think that I took advantage?
that.
See, that's always a
Where you are now, hold on, because where you are now, I do not think that you would do a lot of the shit that you did back then.
yeah. I got
Because
daughters
you
now.
know better.
I got daughters.
Right. Right. You know better. You had a daughter back then, but you was wilding still. You was wilding still. But again, I think with maturity comes that you're not going to treat a woman like that, regardless of how she carries herself, regardless of what is going on. You got enough control to be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So back then, yeah, you was wilding. You didn't take advantage more than they allowed it. That because that used to be what got me. Like, why? I never said it to them, but I always be like, yo, what you got going on over there?
I was just being me out here. That's all I can say. I was just being me out here. Like,
Submission definitely goes both ways, Mary. Waiter said, I want Frank Queen. When it comes to my wife, she gets all passes. As it should be. As it should be. Right, he's still talking about that damn seat. You getting out that seat. You getting out that seat.
yo, sis, look, coming, look, niggas is just imagine. This is what I'm talking about as far as women. All right, for instance, I know for a fact that there was two of your sisters in there that was still looking at me even after I said I'm not giving up that seat.
I wanted to fight. I don't care what they was doing. I
No,
wanted to fight.
but you get what I'm trying to say though. Like even in the midst
I
of
ain't.
me not giving up that seat, I still had two of them that was eyeing me that night. One of them was even bold enough to try to holler, but I just wasn't on that type of time at that in particular moment.
I had bigger fish to fry than you. So you lucky. Like I had bigger fish to fry. So I wasn't like
Yeah,
I definitely stuck
you
a pin
came to
in you
see
because I was
somebody.
like
You came to see
I definitely
somebody,
stuck a
so
pin in you because I was like, all right, I'm gonna get that motherfucker later. I'm
I,
gonna
I,
get him later. Disrespect is never okay, fella. Mary said disrespect is never okay, fella. And it was just like, wow. And it's not like his disrespect wasn't, hey, bitch, get over here, grabbing her by her neck, dragging her out of shit. Like, it wasn't, it was just
yeah, I
like,
wasn't. I wasn't. Let's be clear. I wasn't. My aggression and disrespect was very sporadic. It was like it was never a build up. It was like, oh shit, that shit. It was quick. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like a slight check. I was always the type of person. I'm good at eye conversation. Like I could look at you a certain way and be like, yo, stop playing, or yeah, I see you. Keep. All right, you trying to act
look at
cute?
the
Like,
eyes. Look how your eyes just did. Yo.
nah, listen.
Yo,
I've been in the
that
spot.
shit was crazy.
I've been
That
in the
shit was
spot,
crazy.
and this goes into a level of submission too. I've been in a spot where I've had two females that I was dealing with at the same time, but the eye contact that I made with them let them know, like, I'm here with my boys tonight, and there's a slight chance somebody else is in the building. Like, all of this is within eye contact. This is not no conversation, but that's why I said, like, my eye contact conversation is crazy. I could look at you and let you know, like, yo, tonight ain't the night. Don't come over here. I talk to you tomorrow, type shit, without even mentioning the
No, you
word.
didn't. No, you wouldn't. You be like, yo, Leto, tell her that I'm gonna get out later.
I did that after the fact. That's a fact. Just to clarify, but on the first
Just
walk
smooth it
in,
over.
I've been in situations that on the walk in, I've seen a female being like wide eyed to walk over and hug me, and I get that face like, don't do that.
Facts.
And then I gotta send the sis down there to give the confirmation, like, yo, tonight he ain't with it. Cool.
We just chilling.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
just not that kind of night. We chilling.
But then you got girls. I've seen girls spaz out on they dude or they side dude in these events, and I've never gone through that. And to me, that's a level of the female submitting to me as well. Think about it. Like
But
I've
it's
never had a.
respect too. It's respect too. Like if you could yell at your mate outside and in front of people, that's not respect.
I never
Why are
really
you putting a
yelled.
movie on?
I never really yelled. I
No, I'm
think
talking about like you talking about a woman walking up and spazzing out. Nah. We gonna keep it so that you already know not to get crazy. Cause you know I could get crazy, but you know I'm not gonna get crazy. So
no. I
respect
think
that I'm not
that's
getting
where you let
crazy.
it. I think that's where you let it be known because it's like even like for me. I remember I told you all the time like I never want to be outside and be a spectacle or some bullshit behind some females, and I made that very clear to the females that I was dealing with. Like yo, listen. When we together, we together. When we not, we not. And don't make no bullshit out here in these streets to tarnish my name. Because I don't want to be attached to no bullshit behind two women fighting. Especially not two black women. I'm big on black women. I love my sisters. So I don't never want that to happen because of me. I'm
Now
out here
your
living
wife
my
ran down
life.
on you one night. I remember one night your wife before she was your wife, she ran down on you that night
Yeah.
we was on the corner.
And that was and that was one time out of how many times I've gone out?
Yeah,
You know
she
what I'm
popped
saying?
up out
So
of nowhere. She caught us all off guard. She popped up out of nowhere and
listen.
ran down. That was hilarious though. We laughed about that and teased you for weeks after that.
But all the females knew.
It was lighthearted teasing.
Yeah, but all the females knew that I was not about that, and they respected that, and that's a form of submission.
Old me be like they pussy. New me is like I get it. I
Why
get
they
it.
gotta be why they gotta be pussy? Why you can't just say
That's
yeah
my
bundles? They
ego.
was
I keep saying that's my ego jump out sometimes. Sometimes like I don't act on it. I think it. I think it. Old me be like, you got me fucked
that
up.
was them being submissive to what I needed at that in particular time as far as our relationships or
And
whatever
I'm
you want to
still
call it.
learning. I'm still learning me. I'm still learning submission because I know what I like. I know who I want to be.
I think
And
honesty is the
to
best
me,
form of submission.
that shit is about peace. Submission to me is about peace. I'm gonna submit where I'm peaceful at. Where I'm peaceful at.
Okay. Can you be
That's good. 22 years.
can you be submissive
Congratulations.
in an open relationship?
Submissive to who? How many of them?
Like for instance, prior to my wife, I was dealing with a couple of females. I wasn't in a certified relationship
Nah, I'm
relationship,
not.
and they was
I'm not
doing
because
it.
I gotta take care of me. Like in an open relationship, I gotta take care of me. Who gonna be looking out for me?
But here's the thing: the females were submissive, not in the sense of like catering to me and all that. Like when I was around, I was the dude. I was leading. We went somewhere. I was making sure you was good. We was everything fell in line with what I needed to do, and then you followed. And that's
I
we
mean,
talking about submission.
I'm pretty laid back, just the same. Like I'm gonna go with the flow, just the same. If you want to call it submissive, you can, but I'm gonna go with the flow just the same.
That's
Like
what that
if we
is,
in an
though,
open
right?
relationship, I guess. Like if we're not in a relationship and like we're just dating and dealing with each other, like you're still gonna, I'm still gonna respect you because I'm not gonna deal where I'm at now. I'm not gonna deal with somebody that I don't have respect for. So I guess you could call that submission because my respect for you is not going to allow me to get crazy. That's a fact. Allow fee, and I allow men to be who they are. Like I allow my guy to be whoever he want to be. Be you. I don't ever want you to put no airs on for me because I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me, and I know with me working on me, and I've learned with people, you can't control anyone. Submission is not about control, and I think that's another thing that people
That
get messed up.
that letting a person be them could be dangerous in some points, though.
But then when you allow a person to be who they are, you know what's for you and what's not for you.
That's
I would
true.
rather somebody show me. And that was a question. Like when you meet someone, would you prefer to meet like their representative or you want to meet that ugly side of them? Show me the ugly so I know what could happen if it got real. Let me see if I could deal with that. You know what I mean? I don't want the fluff. I don't want the butterflies. And like, let me see who you are. And that's a question that I ask any potential person. Like, who are you when you don't get your way? Tell me that.
Mm.
Tell me how you are when you don't get your way. That's an important question to ask a person.
So all of that falls
That's an
under the
important question.
so all of that falls under the level of trust. So the first aspect of submission is trust. That's overall, right?
Submission is a gift not to be abused. Oh, talk your shit, Mary.
Facts of life. But we want to say like loyalty and truth is the first ingredients of what submission can be on either side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Security.
Wait. The loyalty will come down the line because, again, I said submission doesn't happen overnight.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then you got security. That's another
Hmm.
ingredient for submission.
You got to feel safe. You got to feel safe.
Gotta feel safe. All right. After that, I would say maybe empathy.
Integrity.
Oh, okay.
Integrity.
Okay.
Integrity.
Now, when you
Doing what's
say
right when I'm not around. Doing what's right when I'm not around.
as far as like you mean like cheating,
Not just cheating. Be right when I'm not around.
that's a very vague.
Do what's right.
That's a very
No, it's
vague
not
answer.
vague. It's not vague. Protect me behind my back like you do in my face.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's a part of it. That's having integrity also. The Ugg mug first. I want the Ugg mug first because the flip for
You don't pick that up for the
facts.
people, man.
Facts. Ugg mug. Yes, because that's how I feel. I want to see that. I want to see that because that's who I'm going to have to deal with. Because that's the person that's going to come out when your significant other is breaking. So they might need you to be the mask for the whole home. They might need you to hold it down while they pull it back together. So
Right.
show me what I got to contend with so I know how to counteract that and bring it back together.
That's a
Like
fact.
that's the cheat code. That's the cheat code. If I know who I'm dealing with, I'm not gonna ever be surprised by anything.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, this topic was this topic was so. I just feel like yo homies, stand on your square and just
Get
let.
up out that fucking chair. Ooh, bars. I'm going on So Crooked Battle next. Who in battle?
Ah,
Bars.
yeah, they
I'm
said
out there.
get up out that
and,
chair.
get, and get up out that chair.
Listen,
Fuck that.
stand if you if you stand if you stand on your square as a man and your energy shows that, I feel that's automatic. A woman is going to submit to that. As long as you stay true to who you are and understand who you are as a person and stay firm on that, a female is going to see that and be enticed by that and have the energy to feel like she can submit just to that alone because it's like he may not have it all figured out, but the way his energy is and the way his sternness is and how he's conditioned shows that he's gonna figure it out, and I want to be a part of that journey. So,
Ooh, ooh.
all right,
Okay, Dr. Bundle.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
that's honestly how I feel, and I feel like that's how I was able to get a lot of females to tap into my thought processes because I always showed that I was going to figure out whatever it was I was doing. I never was really type of person to take handouts or needing a helping hand. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that,
Mhm.
but that's just not what I was about at that point in my life. I was all about getting it done and figuring it out as I go along. And I think females understood that about me. And it was like they wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to feel that energy. They wanted to be a part of that vibe. And in the midst of
Because
that,
all women at the core want to be protected and made to feel safe. And you figure if you come at them like that, oh, this man ain't gonna never let it happen to me. He ain't gonna play about me. That's what they see. That's what women want at the core. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's what that is. And then we submit. Because submission is about trust. It is a gift, not to be taken lightly. And it is not about control. That's the last thing it's about. And reciprocity.
In other words, niggas, stop acting like bitches. Yo, until the next one, man. We out. So crooked opinion, man. Salute to my sister, man. Till next time,
Thanks
man. We
for tuning
gone.